Greetings everyone, this is Curtis Duncan, and I wanted to do a video today on how milk gives your body fibroids. I know a lot of women today deal with uterine fibroids, really common condition, and it's actually the main reason why so many women today get hysterectomies, which are totally medically unnecessary. There's never any reason to get a mastectomy, hysterectomy, or whatever other type of rectomies that they want to give to women these days. They're all medically unnecessary. And fibroids is a disease that affects about 80% of women today, and it's primarily caused by estrogen, insulin, and also stress hormones. And milk plays a huge role in fibroids because milk is one of the top sources of dietary estrogens out there. That's right. Most industrial milk is loaded with estrogens. So all the milk that you buy at the grocery store that's in the plastic bottle, which contains estrogen, and is fed all those genetically modified grains, corn and soy, which are sprayed with Roundup, and all these different synthetic hormones, bovine growth hormone, and other female sex hormones that they give to cows in order to increase their milk yields, causes the milk to be loaded with estrogen. And the reason why all milk, including raw, organic, grass-fed milk, contains estrogen is that because it comes from a pregnant cow. And when you milk a pregnant cow, you're going to get a lot of estrogen from that cow, by milking the cow while it's pregnant, because that's when the cow produces large amounts of estrogen. And fibroids is a disease caused by estrogen. It is an estrogenic disease, just like every other disease that women are afflicted with. So when you consume industrial milk, the commercialized, pasteurized crap that you find within the grocery store, that is going to be the top source of dietary estrogens that women are exposed to. And when you consume it, then you are going to greatly increase your risk of developing fibroid tumors. So that's why it is good to definitely avoid consuming commercialized, homogenized, industrial milk. If you are going to consume milk, it is best, and I don't recommend this, to consume organic grass-fed raw milk. But be careful, because I know many of you are health conscious and are aware of some of the dangers of commercial milk, and consume some of the raw organic grass-fed milk. Beware, because this milk dramatically raises your insulin levels. And insulin is also a cause of fibroid tumors, because insulin is a hormone that actually stimulates the growth of tumors. That's the reason why they say that sugar feeds cancer. It's not that sugar feeds cancer, it's that sugar raises your insulin levels by causing insulin resistance, and also raises your insulin levels because it is a carbohydrate, and it's very high on the glycemic index. So whenever you consume foods like sugar, which dramatically raise your insulin levels, then you are going to significantly increase your risk of developing many different types of cancer, including colon cancer. But you're also going to increase your risk of developing fibroids. And when you consume milk, you're essentially consuming a soda. That's how much your insulin levels are raised, particularly if you're consuming low-fat milk, meaning 2%, 1%, and all these other worthless milks that they put out there. Because really, if you're going to drink milk, whole milk is really the healthiest type of milk to consume. But when you consume all these other different milks out there, and even, like I said, even the grass-fed, organic, raw milk, that is going to increase your insulin levels by close to 300%. So it increases your insulin levels more than a candy bar does. So if you're drinking 2 and 3 glasses of milk every single day, and you have fibroids, you definitely want to ditch the milk. And if you're trying to prevent fibroids, because you're concerned that you might be at greater risk for them for whatever reason, then I definitely recommend that you cut out milk and cut out just cut out milk. That's really the main thing. Butter is fine. Organic grass-fed butter is fine. Some organic grass-fed cheese is fine too. But the milk has definitely got to go. If you are trying to cure fibroids, and or trying to prevent them. Now, again, if you're consuming milk, in small quantities, it's probably not going to do you much harm, as long as you're health conscious and are avoiding some of the other major foods that cause fibroids, like sugar, wheat, and I've done some videos on those. Then you're probably okay. But again, just know that milk, all types of milk, even the healthy and the good milk that's out there, is going to dramatically raise your insulin levels, which is going to increase your risk of developing fibroid tumors. So, it's really important that you minimize your consumption of milk if you are trying to prevent and cure fibroid tumors. And I'm not a proponent of milk. I'm just saying that if you are going to consume it, then, the best type of milk will be the raw, organic, grass-fed milk. But again, just know that it still does have some dangers in the fact that it dramatically increases your insulin levels, particularly if you're consuming large amounts of it. So that's the reason why milk gives your body fibroids, because the industrial milk, loaded with estrogen. Even the grass-fed milk is actually loaded with estrogen too, but that is actually better in a way because it contains CLA, which is a fatty acid, which actually lowers your estrogen levels and actually has been shown to reduce your risk of developing breast cancer. But again, if you're trying to prevent breast cancer and some of these other diseases, then you have to keep your insulin levels down, because high insulin levels feed breast cancer tumors, and they also feed fibroid tumors. So it really is best that you, again, just minimize and or cut out the consumption of milk. And also check out my awesome and highly informative recording, Live Fibroid Free, to learn more about curing and preventing fibroid tumors. I've been doing the research on this for the past 3 years, and information in that recording is the best information out there on curing and preventing fibroid tumors. From a holistic perspective, I tell you about the chemicals that cause fibroids, some of the foods that cause fibroids, and some of the foods that prevent fibroids and help you to cure them. So I'll post a link for that down below. Make sure that you check out that link and buy it. It's an awesome recording for those of you trying to prevent and cure fibroids. But again, if you're trying to cure them, ditch the milk. If you're trying to prevent them, ditch the milk. And the next best option will be able to kind of minimize the consumption of it, because again, milk, dramatically raises your insulin levels. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.